Welcome to the Wealth Transfer with TC. Today, I'm going to be talking about Bitcoin breaking through that 35, 36, and 37,000 mark. And also, I'm going to be touching on the wealth transfer. And are we going to see Bitcoin drop to zero from here? I know that people have brought up the fact that, some people have seen Bitcoin drop from the $30,000 range to zero. And I'm going to touch a little bit about that. And also, I'm going to go over a few altcoins in my watch list. Now, first, folks, before I get started, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just sharing information, giving you my thoughts and my opinions on that information. Now, one of the things, folks, is everybody should have their own plan. And your plan should not be exactly like my plan, right? And I'm here to provide information that you can go back and take a look at your portfolio, pray about it, talk to other people about it, and decide whether or not if you want to get into certain cryptos or whatever the case. And because we're getting ready to go on this bull run, and people are looking for last minute deals on crypto, what should I put my money into? And some people, they're just stacking XRP, or they're stacking certain other coins, and everybody's plan is a little bit different. And so I just want to encourage people that you don't always have to go off your plan because somebody suggests a coin or somebody is telling you to get into some other investment or whatever the case. Stick to your plan. And this whole thing with Bitcoin right now, blasting through 35, 36, 37,000 here, just like it seemed like only within 24 hours. I'm really excited about this because I'm blessed to be in this opportunity to see Bitcoin move in its next phase. One of the things is that many of us never had the opportunity, or we refused to get in when Bitcoin back when it was released in 2009, and it's gone on major bull runs ever since, all the way up to 69,000, and now it's currently at 37,000, right? So it's going to have its ups and downs, but it has always brought prosperity. And with this last bull run that happened in 2021, you know what, folks? I got out before the last bull run, and then I got in when it was coming to an end. And some of that had to do with the prophetic too, listening to prophetic voices that I shouldn't have been listening to in the first place. But we've all learned from our mistakes. And that was one of the mistakes that I made back in 2020 and 2021. But right now I'm just excited. We got the Bitcoin ETFs that are going to be approved, and I don't care if it skyrockets or if it goes up slowly. Regardless, we're going to have the opportunity to change our lives, and that's coming. And not only with the Bitcoin ETFs, we got to look at all the other ETFs, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, that could be coming out of all this just all within the next 12 months, on top of the Bitcoin halving. So this could be a very, very strong year for Bitcoin and all altcoins. Now, one thing I do want to bring up is that, there have been a lot of prophecies and dreams and visions concerning different cryptocurrencies going back to mainly 2020. There was a few, I think like in 2017 concerning Dogecoin. I think that after this next bull run, that people really need to be careful of what they get back into, because there's going to be another crypto winter again. There's going to be a time period where we're going to be in a bear market. And a lot of these prophetic coins may not even be in existence, because I think some of these prophetic coins were only meant for that time period between 2021 and right now in this next bull run. So, and just to give you an example, there were some prophecies about sand, right? Yeah, it's going to make people a lot of money. Well, it did make a lot of people money, and then all of a sudden it crashed. And then we had some negative prophecies about sand, right? So that means sand has already fulfilled its prophetic bull run years ago. And now, because of everything that's going on with the SEC and just metaverse is not really taking off like they thought it would, sand, even though it's probably going to do decent in this bull run, at the end of things, I think the coin is just going to be worthless. But that all remains to be seen. And with all these Bitcoin ETFs and Bitcoin halving, there's going to be a lot of hype. There's going to be a lot of FOMO out there, whether it's people that are not invested in crypto. And that's why it's important. Like, hey, I've been telling you guys, not everything is worked out with cryptocurrency, but everything is in cycles. And we're getting ready to go on this bull run cycle. And there's going to be many people that right now that are going to miss out if they don't at least try to put something in. And so I encourage people, to let people know. You don't have to talk about the prophetic, but just let them know what what's going on in the crypto markets, think that things are changing. When I ask people, what are your 5 top cryptos, that's what you share. Even if you just want to get somebody in on one cryptocurrency, you know what that cryptocurrency would be? That would be XRP, right? If you want to get somebody into something, don't worry about Shiba and Luna and some of these others. At least get them into something. Now, one of the other things that I do want to bring up is that, there's a lot of new voices that have come onto the scene that, these people are speaking to the wealth transfer, right? They're sharing their dreams, their visions, what they believe God is telling them about the wealth transfer. And I want people to be careful because in 2022, we experienced a lot of false prophets. And in 2023, we dealt with some false prophecies concerning certain cryptocurrencies that took the world by storm all of a sudden. And I'm not going into 2024 the same way I came into 2023, and definitely not in the same manner going into 2022. And those were all learning lessons. But I'm just sharing with you that, people need to have that mindset of having more of a prophetic, clear vision going into 2024. Why would you listen to anybody who said that prophesied the wealth transfer was going to happen by 2022, right? So why would you listen going into 2024 to any of those people who were saying those things? Why would you listen to anybody that says the wealth transfer is going to happen in September and it doesn't happen, and then you still continue to listen to those people? Or these people have these dreams and visions about Shina Inu taking off in September of last year and this year, and some of you are still listening to those people. Most people, from what I see, and for the last 6 months, I've had the opportunity to sit back and look at all these different things. And what I am seeing is absolutely insane, especially with some of these newer people. And some of these newer people are trying to inject themselves into the wealth transfer. And they're trying to get everybody to watch them and say, hey, this is what God is telling me. But they haven't been through the fire. They didn't go through the trials and errors, right? They come onto the scene this year. And the thing about it is, they're prophesying things that people had already prophesied about, right? Or they're prophesying 50-50 things like, oh, it's a 50-50 chance this is going to happen, right? Or they're prophesying things that was going to happen anyway because it's going to happen, right? If there's an event that happens twice a year here in the United States that's majorly, well, guess what? That same event, you can prophesy that it's going to happen. And when it does, then people are like, oh my gosh, you're such a prophet. It's just unbelievable. And the thing about it is, just because you have a flash crash dream doesn't make you the king of wealth transfer and you're telling people, I don't know what I'm talking about, but then you're not even doing anything. You're just trying to draw attention to yourself. And whispers do get back to me about what some of these people are saying. That's one of the reasons why I rarely try to connect with anybody in the wealth transfer. If you are listening to this and I've connected with you, it's for a reason, and I still believe and I trust in you. And this channel is not a show. I'm not going to sit here and try to make it, a competition with other YouTubers, or I'm trying to research and put together and figure out what God wants us to do and take this seriously. But I'm just like everybody else who's trying to figure out what God wants to do for us in the wealth transfer and what he wants us to do with the money received so that we can prepare for the end time harvest and for the things that are coming, and to be that mouthpiece for Jesus Christ to the nations. So please just be careful of some of these new people. They haven't been through the trial and the errors. They haven't been through the fire. Their prophecies haven't been tested, and the 50-50 or guessing is not a prophecy. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at some altcoins, and maybe I'll get into some other things that they come to mind as I am talking. But you can see Bitcoin at 37,100. It actually reached 37,926, so almost broke through that 38,000 mark. All right, now when it comes to Bitcoin, and there's a handful of people, and I actually did a video on this where people had seen Bitcoin go from that $30,000 range to zero, and whether it was a flash crash or went down slowly, for what folks. And one of the things that I told myself, and which brings in a lot more relief, is that I can't worry about when Bitcoin is going to go to zero. And when people talk about a wealth transfer and the Bitcoin wealth transfer, and I'm doing my research and I'm looking and I'm seeing, I'm like, man, there's even less on the exchanges than what originally I had discussed. And there's 2 million coins on exchanges right now. But Binance, you cannot set low buy limit orders. which cuts out a fourth of the existing Bitcoin on exchanges. So instead of having 2 million Bitcoin on exchanges, there's only 1.5 million, and you have to consider how many people actually have stop loss orders put in. So if Bitcoin goes to zero, the only people that are going to be losing out are those who put in stop losses, and not everybody does it, right? Because let me ask you this, how many stop losses do you have with your cryptocurrency? So that should give you an idea that there's not going to be as many people, and we actually need more Bitcoin on exchanges right now. And we need Binance to allow us to put low buy limit orders and high sell limit orders too as well. So for those of you who are calling up the wealth transfers, getting ready to happen with Bitcoin, you're sadly mistaken at this point in time, and a lot of people are going to be disappointed because when the flash crash does occur, or however it happens, people are not going to receive what they think that they're going to receive. And that's why people need to be patient and wait and enjoy the bull run. And actually, because I've seen flash crashes on individual platforms, I've seen flash spikes. Every platform that I'm on, if it ever happens, I'm prepared, whether it's a flash crash or flash spike. I do believe, and I've shared this before, and people need to understand this, that it's not going to happen all at once. And it's going to happen over a period of time if everybody does what they're supposed to do. And I do believe that there's only going to be a true remnant of the people who become multi-millionaires. And I'm not talking 10, 20, 30. I'm talking about 500, 800 million billionaires and maybe even trillionaires by the time that this wealth transfer is mostly completed. Remember, we still have the Kim Clement 8 wells, and we still haven't figured out all of them. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look to see what is going on with the altcoins. And you see Ethereum has broken through $2,000. So that is awesome. And guess what, folks? Ethereum went down to 800. It's on the prophetic list. I don't know how many people actually took advantage and bought Ethereum, but you would have already doubled your money. Let's take a look at XRP, 68 cents. Folks, it hovered around 33 cents forever. It actually got to a low of 25 cents at one point. Hopefully that you guys stacked during that time, and that some of you are just going to keep stacking XRP. That one crypto that is going to change their life, and most definitely XRP is going to do that. Solana, remember last year it was down to $12. It's up 368%. Cardano, that was down to like 25 cents, and now it's 37 cents. So investing in at the bottom, folks, everybody should be up, or at least they should have averaged down to the point to where when these things really begin to take off, that you're getting ready to come into your wealth transfer. So you got DOT up 19% of the year. It's all-time high, $55. That's the easy 10x right there. And XLM up to 12, almost 13 cents. It's up 80% of the year. Remember, folks, that was down to 8 cents. Chronos, that sat at 5 cents for a while, folks. Hopefully, people stacked up on that. It's up 51% for the year. I want to take a look at my watch list and kind of share with you guys, how I look at these coins. And, if I got money I want to put in somewhere, what do I want to put it into? And so the way that I have this set up, you can see the Bitcoin, the price, the percentage and how much it is above its all-time low. And then you have its all-time low here. Now, this all-time low doesn't necessarily mean that it's its actual all-time low. All-time low since it's been on coin market cap. Then you have here the all-time high. And remember, these are averages. There are some exchanges that actually might have gone beyond or below that. And then from the all-time high, the percentage and how much it's down from its all-time high. And then it's 24, 7-day, 90-day percent average, and it's year-to-date average. So that's starting January 1st. So you can see Bitcoin is already up 122%. Ethereum is up 69%. I remember a BNB dropped down to like almost $200, and now it's up to $250. Tron sat at 6 cents for a very long time. For a very long time, Tron sat at 6 cents, and that's finally moving up. There are prophecies about Chainlink, and you can see that's been moving up 168% of the year. Right? And so let's see, Shiba Inu just up 5% for the year. Now, I do think that there are certain cryptocurrencies that God is holding back for the masses when it comes to the wealth transfer. And that is a good thing because people can still get in. For some people, thank goodness that the Shiba Inu hasn't gone up because they're still trying to make those purchases. Algorand is still down 26% for the year. I picked some up when it was down at 10 cents. Trust Wallet token, I did pick up a few of those. I believe that it's going to eventually crush its all-time high. I think it's really going to surpass this. Now, when it comes to Pepe, I told you guys I did put a little bit in, and I wasn't making that much of a big deal out of it. And it's just like any other cryptocurrency now. We didn't get a chance to get in when it was on its very low, and you know what? That doesn't matter, to me anymore. And I think there are other cryptocurrencies that are going to do probably better than Pepe. KuCoin, that is still down 6.5% for the year. I picked some up when it was below $5, so I was pretty happy about that. It's a platform coin. Plus, now there might come a day when KuCoin is available to U.S. customers, and if that does that, I think it'll explode beyond its all-time high. And maybe their lawsuit with New York will be resolved. ApeCoin is at $1.45. All-time low was $1, and that hit this year, folks. It's still down 60% from its year to date. And so I did pick up some Ape when it was down at its all-time low. So you got Flare that's connected to XRP. That's still pretty low, only 53% above from its all-time low. All right, so one of the other things that I do is when you click on these different columns here, like the year to date, and it'll tell you the percentage for the year to date. BNB Tiger up 11,000. WikiCat is up 5,000 year to date, right? And so what I'm looking for is not the highest percentages. I'm looking for the lowest percentages. So the year to date, and let's take a look at all the coins, right? XCN 00092 up only 31% from its all-time low. Its all-time high is 18 cents. The XCN is, people have, from what I've seen, is a part of that X family. And it is available on Coinbase, KuCoin, Kraken, Bittrex Global, Gate. So it's on all the different main platforms. So that's XCN. And I picked up a bunch of those. I believe that could hit that 1 cent mark, pretty easy when we get into that bull run and maybe even beyond that. SafeMoon, you guys know the SEC went after the developers on SafeMoon, and that's one of the reasons why it's down. Of course, if you would have invested when it hit its bottom, you would have made some decent money on the rebound of that. That's one thing about some crypto projects. It's amazing that the developers can get arrested, and then you'll see the coin crash and then bounce back. So you've got other coins that are down for the year. Vault, that was a whole mess. And look, you have Terra Classic, right? Still down 52% for the year, only up 289% since Luna Classic was on CoinMarketCap. Some of us got in Luna Classic when it had a few more zeros. I did buy some Bitmark tokens. That's another platform coin. I think that all the platform coins are going to do pretty well this next bull run. BitTorrent, BTT, still only 30% above its all-time low since being on CoinMarketCap. It's still down 23% for the year. I believe that's available on Kraken and a few other platforms. Terra Classic, many of you know that they're trying to get Terra Classic back to $1. It's been really struggling, but one of the things about Terra Classic USD is that it's not on as many exchanges. That's one of the things that's really hurting Terra Classic USD right now. So the link to my watch list will be down below in the description. You can copy it, whatever, create your own, but that's how I do things. One last thing that I want to bring up, there's a lot of tokens associated with Satoshi and surrounding Shibarium. And there are some projects that are closer to Satoshi's heart than maybe others, like Shina or Sharby. And we do believe that there could be a connection to Elon Musk or Vitalik Buterin concerning this. And if that ever all comes out, who knows when or how it'll affect the markets. But when we look at Shina Inu, right, they said that she was going to be the stable coin. right? And here we go, we're going on 2 years and Shina is still not on an exchange and its market cap is 10 million. God has really kept this hidden. God has really kept this from really bursting out and going on exchanges and everything else. And when it does, folks, it's going to explode, if that is the intended plan. I know Shina is involved one way or another, but so far, Shina Inu is in the lead to be the stablecoin for Shibarium and all of that. So anyways, I thank you guys for listening. God bless. TC out.